FatDag is a Weight Watchers leader in Indianapolis, Indiana. However, the views and opinions expressed during this podcast are his own. They do not represent the views of Weight Watchers. And now, here's your host and wingman, FatDag.
I am your host, FatDag. You're listening to WhysAdvice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at FatDag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at WhysAdvice. Send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello. Welcome to episode 160 of WhysAdvice. And what an amazing 160 episodes it has been. You know, we started this thing under 10 months ago. I didn't know anything about a podcast, went to Google, said, how do I start a podcast? And within about 3 or 4 days, I'm recording episodes in the car. I figured out that wasn't too safe, so I stopped doing that. Started recording them from my dining room table, moved into the office. We're 160 episodes into this thing. The download mark, by the time this hits the air, will be 1.5 million downloads. That's you. That is all you being focused. During that time, we've laughed together, we've cried together, we've celebrated together, we've quit, we've rejoined, we've welcomed people back, but we continue to stay focused. Throughout all that, the thing that I'm most proud of, the thing that I'm really the most gracious for, is that you folks together have formed this amazing community, the Wise Wingman Facebook group. Those of you who watch live on Facebook, you watch live on Instagram, you're live watching on YouTube, you're interacting with the show as we record it live. And I tell you, the coolest thing is to watch you guys interact with each other as the show goes on. And that's what that 1.5 million represents. It represents a community of people who are getting it done. It's an incredible honor to be here right now talking to you as you're focused on completely changing your life. You know you can do it. I'm absolutely thrilled to walk this journey with you. We're absolutely going to get it done. And Megan writes in and says, "Hi, FatDag. Thank you for your podcast. I learned about you when my sister met you in DC a few months ago. She convinced me to join Weight Watchers after losing 60 pounds on a different program where I didn't prepare my own food. She and I both knew at some point I would need to make my own food. She has had tremendous success on Weight Watchers, so I joined for the second half of my weight loss journey. Having her support means the world to me. Anne is the best sister a girl could have. I've been listening to your podcast and they are so helpful and I thank you. I keep trying to figure out my why. At first glance, everything I came up with seemed too easy. Smaller pants, healthy BMI, etc. Then I realized I've never been at a healthy weight my whole life, and I truly believe this is my time to do so. I thought this would be my why. But then I realized the image of my grandmother, with bad knees due to obesity, sitting in her chair day in and day out for 20 years. The type of chair with the lift to help her up. This image of this possibility in my future terrifies me. This is my why. Thank you for your wishes of good focus, Megan. Megan, what an amazing team you are. 60 pounds down on your own. That's incredible hard work. Way to go. Your sister's doing amazing work and hit goal recently. Looks absolutely incredible. So you have an amazing support network there. You have someone that you can see what success looks like right in your life daily. That's incredible. She made it look fun. She made it look sustainable. She made it look doable. It's the hashtag I use of be the prize. It's why I refuse to struggle on this journey. It's why I refuse to make this more difficult than it is. I want everyone to understand just how fun it is, how easy it is, how doable it is, and how it's easy because not all days are good. You accept the good days, you accept the bad days, you figure out the changes you need to make, and you get it done. Way to go on your 60-pound weight loss. Way to then recognize that you need to do something different to keep getting this all working out. You clearly can do it. Now let's talk about your why. And you talk about it at first glance, everything you came up with seemed to be so easy, which is, smaller pants, healthy BMI. I get that, right? That is absolutely a valid why. If you continue to quantify it. If you know what that means, if you know what that looks like, and you know how it's different than what you're doing now, it's absolutely a valid why. You truly believe you can do it. I believe you can do it. You have an amazing support network. You have someone walking with you, showing you what it's like, and then you have a glimpse into the future. You have a glimpse into the future of what happens if I don't take care of my life now, and you have a visual representation of what you don't want to have happen to you. Now, I tell you, one of the secrets of being healthy later in life is that you actually have to make that decision now. That's right. You can't make the decision later in life to be healthy. You have to make the decision to be healthy now. And if you make that decision now, you can be healthy later on in life. But it doesn't work the other way. This journey has nothing to do with hope. It has nothing to do with luck. It's 100% you and your focus. And by you taking the time to write in, it lets me know that you're focused. It lets me know that you're dialed in. And that tells me you'll reach goal. And when you reach goal and you turn into the prize, you end up watching it or you end up doing it. Someone watches you and says, oh, Megan can do it. Then I can do it. Ann did it. Megan did it. There's no reason I can't do it. Go be the prize. Clearly you already are with your 60-pound weight loss, but there's so much more to go that you can do it. Way to get it done. And you're right, it was absolutely fun talking and hanging out with your sister up in Washington, D.C. I think there's some opportunity for those trips again, so keep an eye on the calendar. We will absolutely keep you updated there. This next email, folks, if you're watching live on Facebook, you'll recognize this one here. It comes in from Lee. Lee says, today is my day 3007 on the program. By the time this airs, it will be many, many more, but that's okay. I will be listening and I'll update the number in the Facebook Live chat that day. I wrote before on my day one of WhysAdvice, listening to the podcast. The day that I binged for 15 hours. That one letter that was read in an episode, I can't tell you which one, but I remember it. This letter is less than 9,000 words, as I think I jokingly exaggerated on the first letter. When I joined in October 2009, I attended meetings with my good friend Penny. She moved away, and unfortunately she died soon thereafter, and I was thrust into the position of needing to find a more broad support group than her and some of the other friends who have left Weight Watchers over the years. I am the quintessential atypical Weight Watcher, I think. Perhaps not in general, but now. When I joined those many years ago, the Beyond the Scale program was not even in its infancy, not even close to conception. As such, a lot of the feelings I had were undisclosed, and the why I ate the way I did was never addressed. I'm using I, even though nobody on the program was receiving these either. However, saying I and everybody else each time is unnecessary. Back then also, I did not have a goal weight, nor was it emphasized to get one. All I knew was I wanted to lose. I did not know just how much. Fast forward a few years, and I asked my physician, and he suggested 200 as a sensible goal weight. On April 20th, 2016, I met that goal weight and I surpassed it, entering Wonderland for the first time in over 20 years. Somewhat humorously, my leader accidentally neglected to tell me about maintenance, and I kept in weight loss mode, removing another 10 to 12 pounds or thereabouts. Today, I fluctuate in the past 2 weeks between 184, 185, namely 125 pounds gone. Okay, well, that's fabulous and all, but it's not unheard of, as I know people who have lost the same or even more. The reason I say I am atypical is that it was pretty easy for me. So many of the other members say they struggle with the program. They find a lot of trigger foods sabotage their plans and more. My brain, as it's been injured from a traumatic brain injury in 1985, is still extraordinary, including the way I focused my mindset. Just do it. Albeit undesirable to be unemployed and very, very single, those true attributes actually accentuated my journey. I was able to be super keen and precise on my focus for the journey by not having what many consider regular distractions. No job means I'm able to attend as many meetings in a week as I desire, 3 minimally, and often 4. Also, being single proved to be in my favor in my journey. I can cook whatever I want and I have available, and no one is complaining that my excess of chicken, fish, or loads and loads of vegetable dishes fill the refrigerator. Likewise, if I had any trigger foods, I do not, I would be at my own will to decide how to incorporate them into my kitchen and when. Another aspect I consider rather specific to me, mainly because I do not see it in any other members aside from leaders, and not even all of them, is to help my fellow members at meetings and on Connect and on the Facebook groups, including the Wingman Facebook page, the Weight Watcher Bros, and the WhysAdvice live chat. My why has become the need to help others achieve the same success that I have. I am a leader with a lowercase l at my meetings and an accountability buddy to a number of meeting mates. That is, we take photos and or screenshots of our tracker each day and we text it to each other. I knew this would be a great asset to my accountability buddies as they profess tracking was their biggest downfall. Some of them, anyhow, have had great success on the scale and off, I imagine, since we started this a year ago. Also, besides helping my meeting mates in person, I am a daily, multiple times a day poster in Connect. The subheading below my username of Lee05071974 is Weight Watcher Cheerleader. It fits, as I am giving advice and cheering people on all the time. Number 1, stick with it no matter what. Number 2, traversing the journey alone is really hard. Number 3, take time out of the equation. Those are probably the 3 most used expressions by me on Connect. I also show off, if you will, my numbers. Starting weight, 309 pounds, October 2009. Goal weight, 200, and April 2016, down 109 pounds. Current weight, 184 pounds, January 2018, down 125 pounds. I wish the success I have achieved to all the Weight Watchers out there, listening or not. You will hit goal. I am 100% sure it will happen. All my best to everybody, Lee. Lee, you're one of those people that when I do the live show, I hope to see you pop in because you absolutely bring a level of joy to this room that is it's just not matched. 3,008 days in a row on the program. That's how you have success. You know, you're absolutely right, and I'm going to celebrate with you. 125 pounds is absolutely amazing. No question about it. It is absolutely fabulous. It's amazing. Way to go. But you're right. I'll agree with you as well. So many people have done that. But Lee, you have taken it 2 steps beyond that. You lost the weight. You figured out that what was the best part of losing the weight was having that support network. You had it as you joined, and my heart breaks for the meeting member that that continued to move out, and your dear friend Penny as she moved away and then unfortunately passed away. As your support network crumbled, you found ways to continue to get it done, and you did that. You continued on, and you figured out that when you had success, the feeling is like no other feeling on the planet. You understand that. And so much so that you are going to preserve that no matter what. And then you've taken it additional step, and you want to ensure that every single person has that as an opportunity. That's why we do the show. And so I recognize that in your email. I recognize that in your actions. I recognize that in your interactions. You're absolutely an incredible wingman. The meeting places are special. They're special because of people like you, because we need each other in that room. 3 to 4 meetings a week. I'm positive there are people in that room that look to you as inspiration. And they say, man, if he can do that, if Lee can make it to 4 meetings a week, I'm pretty sure I can go weigh in 1. I'm pretty sure I can make 1 meeting this week if Lee can make it to 4. Way to be there for your tribe. Now, it's absolutely doable. And I like what you said earlier, that Beyond the Scale was not even in its infancy. It wasn't even close to conception. The feelings that you have that were undisclosed of why you ate, think about that as we adjust into freestyle. I'm going to work this in here, is that the program had to develop into what it is now. The program continues to develop. And so that is what makes this program so special, is that we continue to work together as a community, and we continue to tweak the program to make sure that we continue to stay with it and going at it. Lee, thank you for being here. Thank you for binging on WhysAdvice for 15 hours straight. I remember that day well. I think you sent me 4 or 5 messages that day, and I just kept laughing, saying, man, this guy is just continuing to listen. You went the entire 15 hours straight. You're crazy. And that is what makes you awesome. Absolutely honored to be here. Starting weight, 309 pounds. Folks, if you're starting out at 309 pounds, just look at what Lee did. By not quitting, by getting to a meeting, by finding the positive in every single situation, by sticking with it no matter what, by understanding that traversing the journey alone is really hard, and by taking time out of the equation, he's down 125 pounds, down to 184 pounds, and he, like me, is confident that if you want to hit goal, you can hit goal. I'm 100% sure it'll happen. Lee is 100% sure it'll happen. Are you 100% sure it'll happen? If you didn't just scream out, yes, I want you to work on it. Because I believe you can do it, and Lee does as well. Lee, thank you for being an amazing wingman. Part of being a great wingman is supporting one another by sharing tips and tricks that we've learned along the way. That's why I want to share my experience with the meal kit delivery service called HelloFresh. HelloFresh allows you to conveniently choose the delivery date that is best for you. The order arrives in recyclable, insulated packaging. You can even pause your account if you know you're going to be out of town. All the ingredients, they come pre-measured in handy labeled meal kits, which makes it very easy to calculate the points. HelloFresh offers a wide variety of chef-curated recipes that change weekly. And with 3 different plans to choose from, there's the Veggie, which has a vegetarian recipe of plant-based protein, grains, and seasonal produce. The Family plan offers quick and easy meals with flavors the whole family will love. But we chose the Classic plan because of the variety of meat, fish, and produce. We were really looking forward to the direct-to-our-door delivery so I could break out of my comfort zone and try meals that I wouldn't have thought that I would try before. The simple step-by-step recipe cards make it so much fun for Janine, Megan, and I, and we all cooked it together. We made the Carolina barbecue chicken with stovetop mac and cheese and the fresh green beans. I tracked every bite, stayed right on plan. It was so good that I even saved the leftovers for lunch the next day. Let them know you support WhysAdvice by taking advantage of this special offer. For $30 off your first week of HelloFresh, visit HelloFresh.com and enter the promo code DAG30 today. Next up, Lori out of Rentz, Georgia writes in. She says, so I started my weight loss life-saving change back in March after having surgery. I figured, why start now while I'm out of work to really lose the weight? I know my all-time highest weight was 219 pounds back in January 2017. I knew something had to change. I work in the healthcare field and I see every day what obesity can do to people. People my age die from things that could have been prevented. I decided to join Weight Watchers in August. My starting weight was 196.8 pounds. I had lost a significant amount of weight on my own, but I needed the emotional support to continue. I have lost another 20 pounds since joining, and I was happy about it at first. People at work and on Facebook tell me how good I look, and I know that they are sincere. I got in a bit of a funk over the holidays when I set goals for myself that didn't happen. I had a 3.4 pound gain at the first of the year, so that was disappointing. But I followed up the next week with a 2 pound loss. I've decided to change my mindset in that, like you said in episode 159, there will be no timeline to reach goal for me. I'm going to stop worrying about what the number says every day. I'm going to work on tracking better. I'm going to keep running and trying new classes at the gym. I'm off the pity potty once and for all, and I'm going to reach goal soon. Thanks again for all your support. You've made me see the light. Lori out of Rentz, Georgia. Lori, awesome. Always good to see you on Facebook when we're chatting as well. So thank you for writing in. And I tell you, the hundreds and hundreds of emails I get, this is the first time I've been able to read an email like yours is how you opened it up. You started your weight loss / life-saving change back in March. Now, I knew that to be true, and I know that to be true for all of us, as we are completely changing our life. But I don't ever think that I've equated it to saving our life, but that's exactly what we're doing here. So many things that people die from at such a young age could have been prevented. And you're right. So when you decided to join and you came in and found the emotional support and provide that support back, you're absolutely amazing. And you're an incredible wingman to help get it done. Recognizing that something had to change is what so many of us finally figure out. But what happens is we recognize that we have to change. We're afraid to change. Making that change is not easy. And so we set ourselves goals because that's how we motivate ourselves, right? If we set goals and when those goals stop happening, it frustrates us. And it's so easy for us to give up. But not you. You persevered and followed up that with a 2 pound loss, which means you're mentally checked into the game. I'm glad to see that you've adjusted your goals. I want you to set goals. Setting goals is absolutely important on this journey. It's critical along this journey to set goals. But you have to set goals that you can make happen. That's it. You ask yourself when you set the goal, do I have the capability to do this? And you have to understand, how would I do it? How would I get there? Knowing that it's got to be fueled with your why. But the simple answer of losing weight is not something you can do. You can't lose weight. You can eat better. You can work out more. You can exercise some. You can eat healthy. You can say no to some food. You can do all of that. And if you do all of that, your body will then get rid of the weight it doesn't need. but you can't do that. So I'm glad to see you set a goal for yourself, and I'm glad to see that you've now understood that you've now changed your focus, you've changed your mindset so that there is no timeline for you to reach goal. Stop worrying about what the number says and just continue on working on tracking better, running more, trying new classes at the gym. That is what will get it done. I will give you a word of caution, though, is that while there is no timeline, there is a direction, and there is an effort to put in 100% effort to reach your goal. Now, sometimes we get confused when we say there's no timeline, and that gives us the ability and the opportunity to kind of give up on the goal. And I just want to caution you on that is by removing the timeline, which I think is very, very valid, you have to then become even more disciplined and focused on the things that you set as goals and get them done. And when you do that, Lori, you'll have the most amazing journey. You're down, I can see here, you lost another 20 pounds since joining. You're doing great. People on Facebook tell you you look good. They are sincere. You do look good. Don't let the holidays get you down. The holidays are the time for us to celebrate. You regroup. You're back at it. You're plugged into the right group. Go tag on to Lee's success. Lee will motivate you. If Lee doesn't motivate you, there is no motivating to be had. So, Lori, thank you for your email. It's an honor to walk this journey with you as well. Out of Colorado, Stephanie writes in and says, help, my eating is out of control. At least that's how I've been feeling this last few months. Episode 158 was my yes moment. Thank you for recognizing that lifetime members don't have it easy. It's an amazing accomplishment, but it still needs focus to stay there. I joined November 2016 for the first time ever, and almost a year to the day in 2017, I made goal, and shortly thereafter, lifetime. Then the big switch happened. The first time I stepped on the scale, not looking for a loss, was exciting, yes, but for an after lifetime weigh-in, I was just as nervous as when I was trying to lose weight. I kept thinking in the range to stay within lifetime status. It's stressful for me. While trying to sort that emotion out, then freestyle came along and I'm struggling with jumping on that wagon, but I'm trying. I went from measure it, weigh it, eat all of your daily points, but stop eating points when you're out of points, to eat all you want of free foods. You don't have to weigh or measure them. You don't have to eat all your points if you don't have any left over. Some of them will roll over. What? I haven't fallen into the complacency you've mentioned, but I can see how easy that would be. Thank you for the heads up with that. I guess I just wanted to say thank you for validating me that even at lifetime, you still have to be mindful. The struggle is there for me as I work on mastering this new program, but I hope it gets easier as time goes by. It does, doesn't it? Thank you for this podcast. It truly has helped me to keep me on track from backsliding and encourages me daily. Your show really is a daily dose of goodness to my lifetime journey. God bless you, Stephanie. Stephanie, congratulations. Lifetime. Hopping on the scale and not wanting to lose weight is what we're all after. It's an incredible feeling. And when we live so long outside of that range, when you get there, it's weird. It's just a feeling that we're not used to having. And I tell you, there's a huge difference between being just a little bit close to goal and at goal. Congratulations on being there. Congratulations on getting to goal. Congratulations on navigating the maintenance journey and reaching lifetime. It's an amazing accomplishment. Take a moment to just sit there and let that soak in. You set a goal and you did it. You set a series of goals and you became healthy. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations. Now let's talk about lifetime. I actually got a text today from Tony, and Tony texted me and said, we should probably do a lifetime/meeting. And I tell you, the difference between lifetime and those not at lifetime is just the feeling of not wanting to lose weight. The program is the exact same. There's no different mindset needed. There's no different tracker needed. So there's nothing changes when you reach lifetime. You still wake up in the morning, you set goals, you still validate, does this align with my goal? Does this not align with my goal? You still have to find out what your why is. You have to continue reassess your why, make sure that why is still driving you in the right direction. None of that changes by how much you weigh on the scale. Now let's talk about the middle of your email where the stress of hopping on the scale. I get that. Freestyle comes along. You bring in the word struggle. You're jumping on the wagon and you're trying. You went from measure it, weigh it to eat all you want of free foods. Let's stop right there and let's talk about that. There's a couple things on this journey. Not exactly. It's not a free for all. It's not eat all you want of free foods. It's not, you don't have to weigh or measure them. It's that you have to now teach your body to eat to a point where you can be sustained. Yeah, that's going to be difficult for so many people because for a lot of times that's exactly the reason we ended up here. Is so we don't have that notion of I'm eating too many, but we can make some common sense things, and we know that 10 chicken breasts for dinner is probably a little extreme. So somewhere between 1 and 10 is the right answer. And you get to figure out where that is. And so if you're eating too much of that, it's not eat all you want. It's eat what you need to get you through that meal. As I figured out in this journey that, what I need to sustain my body is significantly less than what I used to feed it. So no, you don't have to weigh and measure because we're trying to free up the mindset to get you focused back on that amazing life that you developed by hitting lifetime. The other marketing strategy that Weight Watchers uses is that, no food is off limits, right? And so I agree with that. Oh, you can have whatever you want. I agree with that to an extent. And where I think it is if you would have told me when I first joined that I had to restrict myself of some of these foods, I probably would never have joined. But if you tell me that I don't have to weigh, I don't have to track, I don't have to measure, I can eat whatever I want, and no food is off limit, well, I'm willing to try. And then by getting success on the program, losing a few pounds, I'm willing to try even harder. And I'm willing to make adjustments with the program because the results I'm getting are worth it. The people like Megan and Ann who are just working the program, who are just amazing rock stars, who are being the prize for other people, that validates that what we're trying to do is an amazing accomplishment. By you being at Lifetime, by Lee being at Lifetime, that is us going, yeah, I want that. So I'm willing to make adjustments to keep that. Just because you hit Lifetime doesn't mean the journey's over. Now, does it get easier? I don't know. It becomes different. It becomes a routine. If you adjust your lifestyle, if you adjust your habits, it's not harder, it's not easier, it's just different. But the structure is the same. You know why you're doing it. You set goals along the way. You reach back and you find people that you can help motivate. You look ahead for people who are going where you're headed, and you use them as inspiration. My focus completely switches is the people that I follow now are on a completely different journey than the people I followed when I first started joining. Because my journey now requires something different. So I look ahead, but at the same point as I understand exactly where I started, and so I continue to reach back. So my focus on other people, it depends on what they need and what I need, and we work together as a team to get it done. That's your responsibility as a Lifetime member. As a Lifetime member, we say all the time, Lifetime members are encouraged to go to meetings. And the reason that is because people need to see what success looks like. You can provide that. And when you go in there with that success and you say, this is hard, I'm struggling, I can't do it. That in that meeting room is as true as it may be for you. In that meeting room, what we need to figure out is just a slightly different mindset of I'm adjusting, I'm making it happen, I'm doing it. I don't fully understand it. I'm trying, I'm doing my best, and I'm making it work because this lifetime is so worth preserving that I'll do whatever it takes. I said the other day on Connected, if you told me I either had to eat chicken for every single meal for the rest of my life or gain the weight back, I absolutely would eat chicken for the rest of my life. Now, luckily, that's not an option. There are more options. I don't have to live with that one alone. But I celebrate the fact that I'm at lifetime, that life is wonderful, and I want every single person who wants to start this journey, who wants to finish this journey, I want them to know that we can do it. Anne has proven it. You've proven it. Lee has proven it. There are so many people who are successful on this program. And the common denominator is they did not quit. Way to go. And absolutely, that is worth celebrating. Well, what is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to FatDag.com. Click on Listen Now. Send in your celebrations, your comments, your questions. I'll work them in as part of the show. I want you to email in those celebrations because I want you to be proud of what you're doing. I want to talk about your why. I want to talk about 2018. We are halfway through the first month. You set goals on January 1st. I want you to tell me what your goal was. I want you to now tell me halfway through the month of January that you're crushing it. If you're not, I want to bring them back up and reignite. It's not too late to, you can continue on for the rest of the year with that same goal. If you set a resolution and you've already, for some reason it just already has slipped away, there's no rule that says you have to wait till January to reset it. You wanted it on January 1st. If for some reason you haven't been able to keep to it, you can now reset and go get it. I want you to email that in. I want to hold you accountable. I want you to hold accountable. I want to share it with the group and we hold each other accountable. Because that is how we get it done. Well, that's going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. Thank you for listening to the WhysAdvice podcast. Did you know for as little as $1 a month, you can take the next step as a wingman and support the show? Visit FatDag.com, click on Become a Patron today.